Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's weekly market view for Monday, the 16th of October to Friday, the 20th of October, 2023. My name is Vishal. Let's get started. All right, so let's start with the monthly chart of the Nifty. Let me just remove all the tools here. And if we start with the monthly chart, then pretty much we had a little bit of a downfall. And then we are suddenly seeing a rise seen on the monthly candle here. So no signs of bullishness or bearishness. This is just pure consolidation that is happening or seen on the monthly chart. Let's move on to the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, although we had the news surrounding the war, etc., markets are still holding on to this level of demand after correcting all the way and making a low of 19,333. So this is that weekly candle, and it is showing that it is bullish as of now. Let's move on to the daily chart. And on the daily chart, we had this gap, markets gap, went on to fill this gap. Now, what is going to be interesting is what do the markets do after this gap is filled? So today, do we have a gap up in the market or do we have a gap down? Remember, markets are still holding on to this level of demand because there is so much of uncertainty now in the market. There is a possibility that markets might tend to be consolidated to slightly bearish. And unless and until 19,848 is broken on a closing basis, we may not be able to see these highs again. Okay, so unless and until that happens, that's the only trigger for the market to close above 19,848 and move towards the all-time highs. So right now, we might expect to see the market a little range bound between 19,766 to 19,848 and 19,379 to 19,227 on the lower side. If you go on to the 125-minute chart, let's load the 125-minute chart on the Nifty. So this is the 125-minute chart on the Nifty, and as you can clearly see that there is clear supply above, although the markets have not hit that supply level yet, but more or less this entire area is going to be a area to watch out for, and even in this gap level over here. Okay, so this is going to be two key levels for the market in case if the market does break above these highs today. This is going to be a very, very strong resistance point. Market has, held on to this level once, twice, thrice. So market will try to make an attempt above 19,843, which will probably push the markets more towards these upper levels of supply. If you look at the bottom, markets are reacting from this level. So we are going to go ahead and mark this level of demand. And markets did come close, just barely touched the level and have given us a strong reaction. So as I said, in the weeks to come or in the months to come, we might see a little bit of a range bound to slightly bearish view because of what is happening in the global situation. All right, let's move on to the next market. We're going to have a look at Bank Nifty. So let's quickly load the Bank Nifty chart. I already have some levels plotted on the chart, so we'll just quickly go through those levels from last week. So let's start with the monthly chart first. I'm going to remove these two horizontal lines here and get back on those charts a bit later. So as compared to the Nifty, the Bank Nifty is a little bearish and it's trying to find some direction. Although last week, after going all the way low, it moved up, and somewhere or the other, this is that consolidation phase. So either this can be a drop, a base, and a new rally to the upside, or this could turn into a drop base drop. If it turns into a drop base drop, then we have these levels of demand, and that might pull the Bank Nifty towards these areas. There is no supply zone yet on the Bank Nifty, but let us see if this area turns into a new supply zone. On the weekly chart, we are still holding this tested weekly level of demand. So it held once, now it's trying to hold itself twice. So more or less, this is how the market participants will be looking at this market, right? So this is that range. And unless and until 46,240, breaks to the upside, we are not going to be seeing any new highs printed yet on the Bank Nifty. So again, they might just be moving in a consolidated phase. Let's move on to the daily chart. On the daily chart, we are in a slightly interesting phase because if you see over here, this is that entire chunk of daily supply. Not a great one, but still a level that can be considered. And right now, we have had a test of that daily supply on two occasions, and the market has shown a pretty strong reaction. So, in case if the market turns bearish from here, then we just need to keep a close watch. And I've been, continuously seeing this since the past 2 weeks. But this is that gap level at the bottom where the markets can come to. So we could see a big fall in the Bank Nifty from nearly the current levels of 44,287 all the way down towards at least 42,840. That may not happen right away, but there could be some trigger that could lead to that fall. In case if the markets have to show strength, then markets have to close above 45,000. That's also a psychological level. So any close above 45,000 will lead and will push the markets closer to the all-time highs. This is that level, but let's see what happens first. All right, let's move on. On the intraday chart of the Bank Nifty, we saw quite a significant fall coming right at the end of the market. And what is leading to that is the supply zone over here. Now we do have a level of demand over here. So let's mark that level of demand. So this is that level of demand. And this is what caused the big move to the upside. And we also have a level of supply, which is this level over here, from which the market more or less came very, very close and reacted from this area. So any level above 44,634 or any break below 44,038 will be a little crucial. So these are the two key levels to watch out for in the days to come. All right, let's move on to the next index. We are going to go ahead and look at the Nifty Financial Services first. Let's load that. Okay, so let's start with the monthly chart of Nifty Financial Services. So again, on the monthly, very, very similar to the Bank Nifty, right? So no change. On the weekly chart, again, very, very similar to the Bank Nifty, holding on to this tested weekly level, might consolidate or might push a little bit to the upside. On the daily chart, we were seeing this area, but you can see very, very clearly here, markets did close and slightly closed above this area here. Now, although this could be a little bit of a gap level here, the bigger chunk of supply is sitting right here. And now, as you can closely see, we also have a pro gap which is situated over here, right? So this is going to be that area to watch out for, which means that the Fin Nifty might also play a little bit in a tight range before this 19,570 level breaks to the downside or 20,005 level breaks to the upside. So this is what we are seeing on the higher time frame charts of Bank Nifty. Now, I'm sorry, on Fin Nifty. Now let's go to the um, slightly intraday charts. Again, very, very similar levels on the intraday charts. So let's go ahead and mark those levels. So this is the 15-minute chart, and the first level is going to be this area here. This is going to be an area to watch out for. We did see a touch of this level, and the moment the prices hit this level, there was a big fall in price. So again, very similar to the Bank Nifty, there are two levels of demand here. This is one level here to watch out for, and then you have this gap level here. So these are going to be two key levels to watch out for. Any negativity in the market might cause the price to trigger these levels, and this could happen today or in the coming week. Okay, the next market that we are going to be looking at is the currency market, USD INR, and let us see how that market is shaping up. So load the currency chart. Let's look at the currency chart. So let's start with the monthly chart first. So on the monthly chart, we are seeing a little bit of a breakout to the upside. Now, we still have a few days to go for the monthly candle to close. So this candle, if it closes above these highs, that will initiate a little bit of more momentum to come. But right now, that is in the process. It's not happened yet. So we'll have to wait and watch. On the weekly chart, again, the same thing. We are trying to see the prices break above this resistance level. It's closed, but it's still not there. We still have no signs of it closing above the highs yet. Let's move on to the daily chart. The daily chart is also showing signs that it wants to break out, and we have, new levels of demand created over here. We have this one level of demand, then we have this level of demand, and then we also have this level of demand. Yeah, so a lot of levels uh, below, but no supply zones at the top. So we've got to be a little careful with respect to the all-time high. Now, if you look at um, the 75-minute chart, we have this level to which the USD INR is reacting, 83.31 to 83.35. Any break above and close above this level will more or less push the prices further up. But until then, if the markets continue respecting this level of supply, then we might see a little bit of consolidation to bearishness coming in onto the USD INR, which will propel the Nifty and the Bank Nifty to move to the upside. This level for this week is going to be a little crucial to watch out for because the USD INR and the Nifty Bank Nifty are inversely correlated. So keep a close watch on this supply zone. I repeat, it's 83.31 to 83.35. Any break above that level will force the Nifty Bank Nifty to go down. But if this level still holds, then markets will remain consolidated. Let's quickly have a look at the India VIX. So, although taking into consideration the war situation in Israel, um, the VIX levels are still pretty low, right? So, in case if volatility spikes up towards these 14 or 15 handles, that will initiate a lot of negativity in the market, right? So, we got to be a little careful at the moment right now. So, currently, option premiums are low. Option sellers are not going to be enjoying this at all. But there is a possibility of the VIX increasing, so that would benefit the option buyers. So just keep a close watch on India VIX also for the coming week because any rise in the market will initiate spike in the premiums. All right, so this week we are going to be looking at Axis Bank, and Axis Bank has its results coming out in the next 9 days. So let's analyze this stock and let us see what is and how it might play out after the earnings. So let's go to the 125-minute chart first. And as you can see on the 125-minute chart, just load this. Yeah. So here you can see that Axis Bank has created a pro gap, and this is your closest supply zone. And this supply zone has eradicated all these lows, right? If you look at the closest level of demand on Axis Bank, you have two levels of demand. You have first and foremost this level of demand, which is closest to the current market price, which is from 971 to 961. So we are right or we are close to the middle of the supply and demand zone, which means that non-directional traders could possibly plan some non-directional trades between these two levels. And those who want to play a slightly wider range, then there is a level at the bottom over here, which is also pretty okay. It's not that great in terms of structure, but it is, the cause of the move uh, for this all-time high, right? So maybe this could be a little bit of a wider range to play for earnings, which is 1036 to 1045 and 940 to 928, where any non-directional trades can be tried. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this week's analysis. We looked at different indices. We looked at currencies. We looked at volatility index. We looked at Axis Bank. Um, do please subscribe to our channel and do give your valuable comments and let us know if we need any kind of improvements to bring in onto this analysis. Hope you have a wonderful week of trading. See you all next week. Take care. Bye bye.
This should not be treated as a recommendation. Please conduct your own analysis or consult a financial advisor before investing.